Sometimes feelings can get stuck and they need movement. Some of them are here, travelling in an old canvas bag handmade by my mum in the 1950s. The train is taking us to Petersfield, where my mum died 6 months ago in a nursing home, where none of us wanted her to be. Just recently I felt an urgent need to unstick her, to unstick my emotions of her being there and to bring her home, carried in me and in her old dinosaur bag and in her old paint box, the 11 miles back to Horndean. This walk is to walk my mum home. This is a deeply personal journey, but I'm inviting you along too, to offer the opportunity to others who are maybe looking for alternative ways, creative ways to walk with grief, to walk with the loss of someone they love, to walk with all kinds of challenging situations. I wanted to begin the journey with the energy of a flame, lighting a candle, and to ignite the beginning of the walk. I wanted to begin in a place of flowers, a place of peace, carrying artistic creativity and love of nature. I wanted to begin the journey with the fluidity of water. The garden, the physic garden, seemed a very appropriate place to start a healing journey. It feels good to be leaving Petersfield. It took me a bit of time to get to the outskirts. It's just the little scufflings in the hedge and the bird song, and I feel really relieved to be walking on my own now. Just me and nature and my mum. Why do I want to record it? I don't have to record it, but I suppose there's something about bearing witness. Nature is a witness. By doing this, it's going to help me sleep better. It's going to help me resolve not being able to have brought her home with us. With each step, I'm trying to be mindful of walking with those feelings and with love and compassion for myself, compassion for all of us. And it's beautiful. Sunny, I should have put shorts on, but my legs are burning, but you're supposed to suffer on a pilgrimage a bit, aren't you? So yeah, another peacock butterfly there. This path between the fences feels like a metaphor of the times when you can feel trapped. The way the barbed wire is cutting through the tree instead of accommodating an opening for the body and nature of the tree to be itself. It could be a symbol of oppression, imprisonment and wounding, but it also illustrates how the tree survives, adapts and is resilient to grow beyond the wound, so that actually it's the fence which is trapped by the tree, and the tree with its twisted scars continues to live and grow beyond the confines. It literally grows right through the obstacle. It teaches the immense strength of life and determination. A vision of spring, April 1988. Young leaves spotted against pale opal sky. a blackbird singing from high in a tree like a chorister in a vaulted cathedral, the croak of a pheasant, movement of shy deer in the undergrowth, a humble bee buzzing amongst bluebells, and all around the dazzling, beautiful blue of these loveliest of spring flowers. That was a totally beautiful experience, sitting in Bluebell Wood, painting with my mum's old paint box. And it doesn't matter what the art is like, it doesn't matter at all. It just felt like mixing the paint and painting the view, just like she did and as she did with that paint box decades ago. It's like a continuity of creativity. It's gonna get steep, I think. We're about to enter Queen Elizabeth Country Park. I just had a really welcome stop at the cafe. And this path that I'm walking along is just full of butterflies, peacock butterflies, and they're coupling in the air and going really high in a kind of spiral together. And it's beautiful, and they're sunning themselves on the path and then twirling together upwards in what I guess is a mating kind of ritual. That's our ancient farm down that track. I've been appreciating just being on my own and looking for fellow pilgrims, ladybirds, beetles, butterflies, those little beings that share the way. Just to this moment in time, just this particular day, this path has been lots of hills, lots of ups and lots of downs, mostly in company. You don't kind of get to access that same kind of space within yourself, reflect on your own experience. It's the forest behind me. I've just walked from, well, I've still got a few miles to go, but this has definitely been something that I would encourage. Taking time to walk with a loved one, having conversations that you wish you had had or that you're still having, but they're kind of going round in circular ways. And walking, you're moving forward. That conversation that's maybe going round and round in your head every night at 3 o'clock in the morning, it gives it a different quality. It brings it out. It lets the wind blow through it. It lets the sun shine on it. It connects with the earth. It doesn't stay stagnant. It doesn't stay in a stagnant place. Bringing those thoughts out into the sunlight, out into an active journey, it's a beginning to begin to process what I've experienced as quite traumatic. I feel like this is such a good way to have conversations in this culture about dying and about death and about what it means to be with somebody who's dying and what it means to die, what it means to prepare for your own death. We just don't have those conversations. A lot of the difficulty that people face when they're suddenly in that situation of dying or looking after someone who is dying, you're thrown into this deep end of things that you haven't really considered or that you haven't discussed with that person or with your family. So much that needs to be sorted out, not only on a practical level, but to do with people's wishes. To just understand the process. I think we need to have these conversations much more, whether that's around dinner, whether that's on a walk, over a cup of tea, down the pub. We can have these conversations with ourselves that we need to have, that maybe are unresolved. I think there's a lot of therapeutic value. Walking with my mum in the world in a new way, in a way that is connecting with all the things that she gave to me, all her gifts. So I'm here to continue to sow seeds, whatever kind of world we're in, whatever horrendous stuff is going on in the world. It's about connecting to what sustains you, whatever that is for you, and planting the seeds, just one seed at a time. Being there for yourself, for each other. I think that's what we've got to do. That's what I think I'm doing today. Like, one of the questions I found myself asking my mum today was, what was it like? What was it like to die? What was it like to be slipping away from us? Did you feel us there? Were you comforted? Was it painful? What kind of experience was it? And where are you now? And how long did it take you to get there? And were you aware of it? And so many questions that all the world religions have tried to answer. No one knows. I think I am comfortable not knowing. I feel I'm comfortable just accepting the mystery, just sitting within the mystery. But obviously, the fact that I'm talking to my mum today and asking her questions and trying to feel that she's hearing me say things that I want her to understand, I'm definitely open to the possibility. I'm also happy with the fact that we just merge back into the earth physically and the energy of the universe, and maybe that's enough. Such a beautiful evening. Just standing in the middle of the countryside in a place that my mum knew. What this feels like is gathering her, that sense of her being embodied in the world still, and walking with me, carried within me, looking at the bluebells with me, feeling the wind with me, looking at the canopy of a tree with me, touching the grass, seeing the ladybirds, listening to the skylarks. Which isn't to deny that she's died and that she's not embodied here anymore. Looks like a special little place, bluebells and nettles. My mum loved archaeology and geology and finding historical treasures in the earth, collecting stones, delving into the history beneath our feet, the geology that never fails to support us. It's the homeward stretch. Yeah, these lanes have got my childhood in them. Walking after school, days that she loved and she wrote about, that I haven't really revisited in a long time. We're home, Mum. Hello. We can still have conversations. We can still be creative. We can still carry feelings like guilt and regret and possibly transform them along with the movement of our feet on the path of the changing landscape around us, of immersion in nature that has such transformative power. And I think it's something I'm probably going to need to do over and over again.